Good afternoon. Lovely to see you. If you could walk right this way, we're going to be going to the fourth door on the right. Yep, all the way down. You having a good day today? Yeah, it's lovely outside, isn't it? Been watching the weather, peeking out the windows when I get a chance. Cabin fever's really been getting to me recently. All right, yeah, if you could just have a seat, or actually, I'm so sorry. Looks like we do need to take your weight. Would that be okay? All right, could you just step up here on the scale for me? Thank you. Okay, awesome. I'll write that down. Huh? Oh, didn't expect it to be that high. That's okay. None of us ever do, honestly. I think that scale is off. We definitely need to have it rechecked. But yeah, if you could just go in the room, I'll get your heart rate and your blood pressure and check all your vitals and stuff. Yep. Okay. All right. You want to just give me your finger? I'll put this on, and then I'll get started on your blood pressure. We'll do 2 and 1, shall we? Okay, just gotta clip this on here. And there we go. Man, these little thingies are so much better than when we would have to, listen to your heart rate and spend all that time with that cold stethoscope. Though it was really cool using it, I won't lie. I do like messing around with mine here and there. Mhm. Yep, this just I don't know, it uses that red light to do something. I don't know the science behind it. That's beyond my pay grade. But if you want to just roll your sleeve up here and I'll get your blood pressure. Okay. It is a little high. Are you a little nervous? Yeah. Oh, well, you don't have to be nervous. I don't bite, I promise. You have nothing to be worried about, I promise. Assuming you've been feeling healthy recently? You've been feeling okay? Yeah. Well, that's good. Good. Any changes to your medication then? No? Okay. And are you still on? Yes. All right, I'll mark that down. No, no, nothing wrong with that at all. I just want to make sure we have an accurate record. Okay. And that should be everything that we need. Um, I gotta ask, do you smoke, vape, any recreational drugs of any kind? And are you sexually active? All right. I marked that all down on your chart, and the doctor should be in momentarily. If you have any questions, just let me know. Oh, there is something? Yeah, of course. What can I help you with? Um, no, not that I can see on your chart. Did you want to order one of those? You haven't had one in a little while. It might be a good idea if you feel like you need one. Your intuition telling you something? Well, work in this field long enough and you learn the faces people make. You sure you've been feeling okay? Okay. I'm just asking because a lot of patients have, they'll say they're fine, but there's something underneath their skin that's telling them otherwise. Hmm. Okay. Well, I am not a doctor, so I can't legally tell you anything, but as your friend, I can tell you everything looks okay. If you want, we can order some blood work. You'd have to obviously tell the doctor that, but that's where I would start if I were in your position. Hmm. Well, it's not a bad thing. I get my blood work done yearly, actually. Though I think a lot of that has to do with my epilepsy. But um, I still get all of my stuff tested, and With this new medication, we have realized it brought my blood pressure down a little bit, so I just have to kind of be aware of that. If I start feeling icky or whatever, I have to adjust. But hey, it's okay to be nervous. You don't have anything to be nervous for, but it's okay. Well, sure, I mean it. Why would I lie? I care about you, I want you in good health. Believe it or not, we don't like when people come in because that means something's wrong. And we actually have to do our job. Yeah, it's the truth. I won't deny it. Does suck sometimes, but it's part of it. I promise you, you don't have anything to worry about. But if you're still stressed, maybe I can offer some relief. Take some slow, deep breaths in your nose and out your mouth. I'll do them with you, okay? In your nose. Hold. Out your mouth. Good. Can we keep doing that? One more? Or let's do two. Three is a really good number. In your nose. Hold. Out your mouth. Good job. One more. Come on. In your nose. Just need a little bit more. Hold. And out. Good. Do that a couple more times and it should help lower your heart rate and help you calm down. It'll make you feel a lot better, I promise. Um, okay, let me look over. When did you say you had your last one? I'm not seeing it here on our chart. Obviously, that's not to say that you didn't. I'm not seeing the results. Ah, a different doctor's office? Okay. And what's the name of that office? Right. And do you by chance remember the doctor that did it? Just so we can call and ask for some records to be transferred. Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. I heard a rumor, maybe you don't know, but is that place closing down? Not sure? Okay. I heard rumors that that place was closing down just because they couldn't, afford to pay their employees extra and therefore couldn't get employees in because people couldn't afford it, So, it's a shame though. It's nice and close to town and everybody else doesn't have so far to drive and saves money on gas, that's for sure. So, what were your plans for later today? Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. What about me? Well, when I get off work, I'm probably gonna go home. I've got to get my dog some medicine. And then, I think I'm gonna snuggle up with a cup of tea and a good book. Yeah, I came in a little later today, so I woke up early, actually, and did a bunch of house chores, so I have nothing to do when I get home besides relax. Maybe I'll even do it in the bath. Hmm. No, no, no. I think I'll just take a quick shower, do my skincare, and relax with a good book and a cup of tea. Maybe play some games afterwards. Yeah, video games. That's a great question. Are they bad for your eyes? Now, I'm not an ophthalmologist, so I would ask somebody else, but in today's society, it's really hard to do anything without a screen around. And obviously, I play games a lot and all of that. So, yes, if you're sitting really close and you're staring for super long, I definitely suggest taking, 5-10 minutes of a break um, in between your games just for your own mental health as well. It gives your brain a break. Um, and that's usually what I do is I'll set like an hour timer and be like, hey, I got to step away for a second and, go look outside or just look at something far away can really help. Obviously, leaning into the screen and getting super close can be damaging, but the rest is kind of honestly, I think it's up to each person individually. A lot of eye issues are hereditary and people don't even realize it. Yeah. My ophthalmologist never told me that it was hereditary, and both my parents have glasses, so I thought I was fine for the longest time. And then I was at my youth group, and I was leading a game, and I couldn't read the back board, and the pastor was like, "You can't read that?" I was like, "No, it's all blurry. It looks like hieroglyphics." He's like, "That's not good." I was like, "Oh, okay." So, I told my parents, and like, "Yeah, you probably need to get it checked." And I was like, "Wait, does that mean the pastor's not supposed to have like a glowy outline around him when he's in the lights?" And they're like, "No." I was like, "Oh, I just thought he was anointed and was glowing with the spirit." It's true, yeah. I was a lot younger, so obviously it didn't make a whole lot of sense, but I do have glasses. I use them more for like driving and looking at stuff far away. When I'm at work, I don't really need them. No. But yeah, so I would say prolonged exposure to your screens can be damaging to your eyes. So just maybe try and take breaks or be aware of how close the screen is to your eyes. And stuff like that will definitely help. Yeah. Any other questions? Oh, okay. Is the like the night light or whatever? That's what my PC calls it, where it blocks out a lot of the blue light for eye strain. I've found that it really helps my eyes. But that's obviously it depends on who you ask. Yeah. Great questions though. Keep asking. Keep asking. Yeah, I'm not gonna shut you down. No, these are important things. I want you to ask this stuff. And if you feel comfortable just asking me, that's fine. You don't feel comfortable with the doctor, that's okay. No hard feelings. Nope. She will not be upset, I promise. Okay. That is a great question. So what I would suggest if you get sick with a cold because wintertime is coming up. Now, medically, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I have found personally that Barbara O'Neill's flu bomb tea recipe has been incredibly helpful. It's garlic, ginger, lemon, and honey is what I put in mine. Some people put in some cayenne pepper, and I also mix it with black tea to kind of dilute it a little bit, and I add extra lemon because I really like lemon. And I'll drink a cup of like a cup of that when I start feeling a little icky. Maybe 2 cups a day, and that's really seemed to perk my systems back up. Although, however, if it does persist after 2 or 3 days, I would suggest coming in and, if cold and flu medicine doesn't help, I would highly suggest coming in and getting yourself checked out. Yeah. We might have to scan you for COVID, and do a swab, but it's highly unlikely with the time of the year and stuff, and we haven't had any big outbreaks recently, no. And you were vaccinated? No? Okay. No, that's perfectly up to you. Yeah. I can ask that in a medical standpoint, but otherwise I don't think it's really people's business to be asking, whether or not you did. And so many people will get really bent out of shape on if you did or didn't. Yeah. It is unfortunate that people are so worried about their opinions. They don't care about the person that has them, or, the person that's affected by them. Yeah. Well, it has been lovely chatting with you, but it is about time that I get headed out. I do have to call in some other patients. Like I said, the doctor will be in momentarily. If you did have any questions, ask her or you can ask me again. But yeah, if there was nothing else you had, I'll be heading out. Oh, for the exam, no, you should be able to keep your shoes on, everything, all your clothes should stay on. She might just ask to lift up the back of your shirt to hear your lungs from your back a little bit easier. But other than that, you should be perfectly fine to keep all your clothes on. Actually, we would prefer if you did. Yes, some people will completely strip and you walk in and you are not prepared. So, yes, please keep your clothes on. And like I said, all your vitals and everything came back normal. We're probably just going to want to do some routine blood work. Um, just as part of your wellness exam. But everything else should be handled by the doctor, and you should be all set. All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. But I will be seeing you next time, I suppose. And hopefully it's not for a long while and you don't come in sick. All right. Bye bye now.